want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born. You do this very well. You must be very, very strong.
When the Moroku, Nijimwero Mekumu Biafra, when the Siputa, Makamwero Mekanyinaga, Biko Kulie, Okeruo, Biko Kulie, Iye Jamalike, Okeruo. Oh, when the Moroku, Makamwero Wangi. Oh, when the Muruchekwa, Makamwero Wewu Biafra, Biko Kulie, Okeruo, Biko Kulie, Iye Jamalike, Okeruo. The spirit of Biafra, Biko Kulie, Okeruo. When the Biafra Gideon, Biko Kulie, Okeruo. Oamadike no na donjon, Mukebweki Eremeyae. Bodike, Mbosike Rura Jobalike. Biko Kulie, Okeruo. Biko Kulie, Iye Jamalike, Okeruo. The Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, Master Simon Ekpa, he want to smooth to sleep Gabaniru Naibu. They brother at up on my Ebudo. Oh, Guinea. Master Simon Ekpa, Emesu Wonkokwere, Onyendu. Iye Jamalike, Imokwa Simon Ekpa Wujie. Iye Jamalike, Simon Ekpa Watakatabo. Ojuda Kwenyi, Mkwikwere Onyendu Kine Metata. I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back. I will follow you, what Prime Minister Veronin, and you got one who got I will follow you, and I will follow you, I will follow you, what Simon Veronin. The question is this: if Nigerian government failed to organize referendum for children of Biafra, are you ready to lead us to do anything in order to get freedom from Biafra? And I'm going to be number one to follow. If you are looking for 100 men, you will find 50 in me. Okwe Bucharangui, Master Simon Ekpa, or Guinea. Master Simon Ekpa, Biko, Kisiki, Kaka, Noku, Atakata, Kaina, Ojuda, Uwe, Bolonyendu Kine Menata. I am 50 men, oh yes, and I said cross. I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back. I will follow you, for Prime Minister Veronin, and you got one who got I will follow you, and I will follow you, I will follow you, for Simon Veronin. Biafra, Dahi Moroka Yarode. Iye Jamalike, Biafra Republic Government Awukie. Iye Jamalike, Commander General Leve. General Muduso, Suna Atakatawo. Commander Holy Ghost, Okonyendu Borokunu Nazatata. Biko Kulie. Okeruo, Biko Kulie, Iye Jamalike, Okeruo, Biko Kulie, Okeruo, Biko Kulie, Iye Jamalike, Okeruo. Anya, Ramu, Le Anya, Nenu, Tuwasi, Ekwucha maka Biafra. We don't put our onye ndu. Simon Ekpa. Opa Tothe.
Witness me. I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling moving all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All these we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. I appreciate everyone that has joined me today on this very short program I want to hold. I'm not going to take much of your time. I don't normally broadcast much often on Sundays, but this time it is important that I come in briefly, even if it is for a few minutes, and again I will leave. So I appreciate everyone that has connected. I hope you are hearing me clearly, because it's very late where I am, and I still have to make sure I speak to Biafrans. That is why I have to come on. So wherever you are joining me from, I welcome you and I thank you for being part of the program. And I want you to remember that this platform where you are watching this program is a platform that is under the United States of Biafra. We are standing on the United States of Biafra. Gone are the days when we were sitting and standing and begging and pursuing and asking for people to listen or people to pay attention when we are talking about the Biafra Republic government in exile. That government in exile today has transformed into the United States of Biafra after the declaration that was made on the 29th of November. That declaration has changed the whole status of the Biafra government. That very declaration, just like our Prime Minister has said earlier on, he said, in that very declaration, that documents are going to be generated, documents that are going to change the situation of things. Our Prime Minister made it clear, but it is so sad that up till now, some people are still dancing around and getting confused on things that are not supposed to be confusing. Maybe because they have chosen to be in that form, but I bet you the government under the Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, is moving forward and not waiting for anybody. You and I know that our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, is not somebody who has a lot of time to waste. He doesn't waste time. For him, it is forward ever and backward never. He never looks back. He's always forging ahead. He doesn't waste the seconds. And we have learned a lot from him. And I thank you, Kugabana, today. The Deputy Prime Minister interim, the COS, is following that same step without delay, without looking back, without bothering herself with the distraction. She is moving forward and with speed. And as we speak, the United States of Biafra today, under the care of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Oreboweze, is doing what she has to do. And I bet you there is no going back. If you are one of those who is aggrieved, if you are one of those who is still confused, calm yourself down. Don't be too rash to speak. Do not be rash to take action so that you don't regret what you do. For those of us who did not need any soothsayer to tell us what is the truth, we don't need any scientist to come and begin to interpret. We don't need any pastor, any imam, or any native doctor to interpret to us, because we were watching closely and we saw everything in the open, sincerely. And I bet you, if you have an open heart, you have no reason to worry or get disturbed. And I thank Chukwu Okikaba that yesterday was another man. Yesterday was amazing. I have to use the opportunity to appreciate every single Biafran that attended yesterday fundraising. Every single Biafran that attended yesterday fundraising. I appreciate you, and I pray that Chukwu Okikabiyama will continue to strengthen you, and you will never, ever, ever lack. The beauty of the Biafran people, that is why I say I have to be a Biafran. Even in my next world, I will still come back as an Igbo Biafran. Regardless what people think about us, regardless what people say about us, regardless the differences, difficulties, and challenges that comes in our midst, I still want to be a Biafran in my next world. If there is any, in my next world, I will still come back as a Biafran. There is no going back. So my fellow Biafran that are watching, I appreciate everyone that participated on that fundraising. Biafrans are very, very sincere people, and they are very people who are committed. Biafrans are not like the people in the northern part of Nigeria that are operating the feudal system. Biafrans are not people who you call, who are regarded as OES member. No. Where you can see that feudal system is in the north, where one man will speak and everybody will line up behind him, not trying to confirm, not verify, not applying their own common sense. They will just line up. You can only find that in other parts of Nigeria, more especially in the north. That is where you can find a feudal system, where an Alhaji will just come and speak, then present religion before him, and everybody will align with it, regardless whether the person is saying the truth or the person is lying. You can't find that in Biafra. Biafran people are Republicans. It doesn't matter how rich you are, how poor you are. It doesn't matter whether you are male or female. It doesn't matter whether you're educated or not educated. Whatever you tell Biafrans, they are going to go back home, think about it, digest it, reason it within their own, and take their own personal decision. That is the beauty of the Biafran people. So that is why when things happen, you don't rush. All you need to do is to sit back and watch, and you begin to see the result of whatever you have said or whatever you have put in place. And I am telling you, my fellow Biafrans, there is no going back. We are all aligned with the project. We are all focusing on the project. And I bet you, Biafrans are following up. And the beauty, one of the greatest things we find in the Biafran struggle is that in this Biafra restoration, the people who lead Biafrans earn their respect. They earn it. They don't force people to follow them. Biafrans do, the Biafran leaders, I'm talking about leaders, not rulers, not tyrants. I'm talking about leaders. And we have leaders among the Biafrans. In this Biafra restoration, since it started from our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, up to this moment that we have Dr. Ngozi Orubueze piloting the affair of Biafra, every single one of them have always proved themselves. They earn their respect. You don't force people. You don't come and project yourself as a Hitler. You don't project yourself as a strong man, a man or a woman. No. You don't come and tell us how educated, how rich, or how poor you are. That is not what Biafrans are looking at. Biafrans will judge you based on what you have to offer, based on your actions, based on your activity, based on your speech. What you say matters to Biafran people. When you hear that democracy started in Biafran land, some of you think it's a joke. Democracy started in Biafran land. And the main democracy, they took it from Biafran land and they went and neutralized it and gave it a different name and began to practice something different. That is why they tell you that democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It started in Biafran land. It started in Biafran land. Individuals have to sit back, take their decision, decide on what to do, and appoint somebody to speak. It didn't start today. And Biafrans are very, very democratic. So if you want to be a leader, I am not talking about ruler. If you want to be a leader in Biafran land, you must have to earn your respect. You don't command people. You don't demand respect from people. You don't. That is the greatest mistake anybody can do. So when you come online and you begin to project yourself as a strong man, a strong woman, a pillar, you begin to project yourself as a hitman, an educated person, you project yourself as a rich man, you are making the greatest mistake of your life, because Biafrans will never, ever listen to such kind of nonsense. There are qualities that Biafrans are looking for. Mazen Nandekano said it. For you to convince a Biafran, you have to go extra miles. They are the most difficult people to convince. The Biafran people, the most difficult. But once they are convinced, they will follow you to a grave. They will definitely follow you. We are not like the Northerners. When you go to the northern part of Nigeria or another part of Nigeria, one person will speak and everybody will align. The only thing a Northerner needs to do is to talk and then put religion before him, and everybody will align with him. But it's not like that in Biafra land. It's not like that in Biafra land. Biafrans reason individually. That is why if you want to lead among the Biafrans, if you want to be part of them, you must have to try as much as possible to earn your respect. Our eternal leader, Dim Odomegojugo, earned his respect. He earned it. Our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekan, earned his respect. He never demanded for it. He never commanded. He earned it. Our prime minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Biafra, earned his respect. In fact, in his own case, he went extra mile to earn his respect. And today, Biafrans respect him. And if you want to step in today to act in any position, if you want to step in again today, you must have to allow the Biafrans to watch you. You have to earn your respect. You don't command Biafrans. And today, there is only one person that stands out with that quality. The only person that stands out with that quality and action of earning respect from Biafran people is the Deputy Prime Minister of United States of Biafra, Dr. Ngozi Oreboweze. You can see with all the noise making online, she has never come to attack anybody. She has never come to talk down on anybody. Instead, she came out and clarified that she has not accused anybody of embezzlement of money. She made it very clear. She never accused anybody of embezzlement. All she's asking is to follow the order of the office of the Prime Minister. All she's asking is that you must respect the office of the Prime Minister, follow order, be in line with the order. And if you feel you cannot work with her, that's the door. She will show you the door. And there's nothing wrong in that. If you feel you cannot work with her, that is the door. And you can see how calm she is with all the insult on her, with all the name calling on her. You go to social media today, you see her pictures, people writing different things, calling her, the Janjaweed are calling her out. The IPOB Nigeria are calling her out. People who were supposed to work under her are still calling her out. And she has maintained focus. She has maintained focus. And today, after watching the fundraising yesterday, you will understand that she knows what she's doing. And the Biafrans know the right thing to do. It is not rocket science. Just like people who say they don't know where they stand there. How could you say that? The only thing that is going to make you not to know where to stand and what to follow is because you don't have a clean heart. If your heart is pure, it is not difficult to know the truth. I bet you. It is not difficult to know the truth if you have a pure heart. The only thing that overshadows the truth in our life is because most of us have ulterior motive. We have something to protect. We have ulterior motive. Sometimes your hatred for a particular person might becloud your mind, and you can no longer be able to see the truth, even when the truth is staring at you. Sometimes because of our personal interests, the hatred, the truth will be far from us, we can't find it. Sometimes because of jealousy and envy, truth will be before us and we cannot see it. But if you have a pure heart, a clean heart, you will always identify the truth. You will always, even if everybody turns away, you will not. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Sometimes it might be very long before people realize, oh, he was right. Oh, she was right. It might take long. But if you have a pure heart, it won't be difficult for you to see the truth. Today, we can see that the Biafran government is moving forward. And the Biafran people are 101% in support of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Oreboweze, the COS. Biafrans are 101% in support of her. Yesterday, when you look at that fundraising, you see people who came out, matured mind, people with pure and clean heart. You see the joy in their faces. You see the joy in their faces, the way they speak. People who on their own pursue the truth and get it. Not people who got a phone call before they come to fundraising. No. Not people you call privately. The number of people that attended the fundraising to you will understand that these are people who within their own heart are convinced of the actions they are taking. Just like I say in all my programs, that you will be held accountable for anything you do. As we are speaking and shouting and talking, I bet you somebody is watching out there. The Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is watching. He is watching. He is watching. Every single thing we are doing online, he is watching. And I ask you, have you sat back one day and think, how are you going to give the account of your stewardship when the master comes back? Because I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. It doesn't matter what people are saying. It is going to happen. When the master comes, where are you going to face? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Every single one of us today that is in this struggle, if you are genuinely a Biafra, you don't need to get confused. I have told you time and time again, protect the office of the Prime Minister. The institution we are building today, we must protect it. And the institution that we have today is the United States of Biafra. That United States of Biafra, which you and I voted for, more than 60 million people voted for the United States of Biafra. And you gave order to the office of the Prime Minister, who is managing the government, to go ahead and declare. The office of the Prime Minister never failed. Even when they took away our Prime Minister, his office was functioning full. That is how to build a strong institution. Even when they took our Prime Minister out and kept him silenced, the office was still functioning because he has laid foundation from beginning to the end, how things are going to happen. And somebody is still there minding that office. How can you, for God's goodness sake, wake up and tell me that you don't know where to follow? Master Simon Ekpa is not working alone. Master Simon Ekpa has somebody he's working with. Master Simon Ekpa has somebody who manages that office. Why is it difficult for you to understand this simple fact? How can anybody wake up and say that he or she is confused? It is unbelievable. And I say it. The only reason you are confused is because you do not have a clean heart. Your heart is not clean. If you have a clean and pure heart, you wouldn't be confused because the truth is there staring at you. There is an order how the government of Biafra in this restoration is wrong. There is a way the government of Biafra is wrong. We are still in the course of pursuit for our complete and full restoration. We have not gone into full democracy yet. We have not yet gone into full democracy, where you begin to apply the constitution and the rule of law. We have not got to that. That is why today people do things that they still get away with it. Where we are today is a place where we have to take necessary actions to continue to move forward until we restore Biafra fully. There are actions that will be taken without even your consultation because we are still in the process of the full restoration. That person you gave the mandate to restore Biafra still have some or has right to make changes where necessary, even without consulting you, until we get to the full democracy when we come on the ground. It is after restoration. After restoration, that is when you begin to make the argument of why must you make change without telling me? Why must you do it? After restoration, everything has to pass through the lawmakers. You have to pass through the law process. But as it stands today, even when people go out of mind, how are you going to prosecute them? How are you going to call their attention? You can only call the attention by either sending them out of the government or taking, you can't sentence them or just send them out of the group, and that's it. The structure today that we are still following to get a full restoration on the ground, that structure is managed by the office of the Prime Minister. And in the structure of Biafra today, the office of the Prime Minister has the final say. They can take necessary actions where necessary. Everything you are shouting today, this and that, they put it in place. The distance we have watched today, it was them that brought us to this distance. And they are going to tell us what step next to follow. So if anybody rises up against the office of the Prime Minister, how can you on the planet Earth believe such person? I have always tried to explain this thing the way the Biafrans will understand it. So you will say you are not, you wouldn't say you are still deceived. Because what we have, the Biafrans have to protect is the office of the Prime Minister under today the command of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orebowese. It is not about the name. It is not about the person. It is about the office, the institution that we have voted. The government of Obatobie, Simon Ekpa, his government is still running. His government is in charge. And that his government has somebody in place, Dr. Ngozi Orebowese, the chief of all the staffs. Every other staff making noise right, left, and center are her subjects. They are under her. The most senior staff among all the staff, since you don't understand English, let me begin to break it down. The most senior staff among all the staffs that are working with the Prime Minister, officially is the chief of staff. There is no other person close to her. No other person. As long as she remains alive, I should say, she is the one you have to take order from until our Prime Minister appears. And if you want to interpret it in a different form, it is up to you. It is your choice. Go ahead and interpret it the way you want to interpret it. If you want to confuse yourself, go ahead and confuse yourself. You are going to be responsible for any action you took, not me. I will not answer for you. You are not going to answer for me. I wouldn't answer for you. You wouldn't answer for me. It is sad that the beautiful people of Biafra land, people who are supposed to be intelligent, are pretending not to know what is going on. How long are you going to pretend? How long are you going to continue to deceive yourself? How long? The government of Biafra is running, and the Deputy Prime Minister have made it clear, which is actually true, that the government of Biafra, the United States of Biafra, is one, standing one. That is not, it's not two. It doesn't have branch. The United States of Biafra that was declared on the 29th of November, that United States of Biafra is one. Under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Samuel Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and the Supreme Command of Mazi Nandekan. Today, that office, the person that is minding it, that was appointed, is the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orebowese. That very day of the convention, you saw her. She was the one that signed up all the documents. She was the one that gave the speech of Obatobie, the Prime Minister. She is the one that the whole world see everywhere, that she is the one in charge. Why do you wake up and say you are confused? You are only confusing yourself and deceiving yourself. Every other person that is parading himself or herself anywhere is fake. It doesn't hold water. You are her employer. You are her employee. Every other person that is parading him or herself, whether they send you to Washington, D.C., whether they send you to heaven, whether they send you to hell, wherever you go, a message in the name of Biafra, You went there as a servant of the Biafran people under the United States of Biafra, of which Dr. Ngozi Orabueze is the leader today. The office of the Prime Minister appointed you, go to so place and so place and represent Biafra. Doesn't mean that you are going there on your own volition. The document you are going to submit here stated the United States of Biafra. That is what the documents carries. The United States of Biafra. United States of Biafra is not an individual. It is under a structure controlled by the office of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. So because you took a picture where you were sent an errand, does that make you the owner of the whole thing? It doesn't make you anything. It doesn't make any difference. Tomorrow, someone else can go there and take a picture. That you took a picture with somebody in a place where you were sent to go and represent Biafra does not make you special. So many people have taken such wonderful pictures in the past. Many people have represented in so many places and took wonderful pictures with great men. That doesn't mean that they are in charge. That doesn't mean that nothing can happen without them. They went for an errand and someone else can be sent the next minute. So why will that confuse you? And you see some people, that is the argument they have. They tell you, oh, somebody was going to DC and now the person went to DC for Biafra. Why wouldn't the person that you went to it is the office of the Prime Minister that sent you an errand. That office, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze was the person who signed a document, who was given that message even to deliver to you and tell you, go and represent Biafra. That you went there doesn't make you special. She can equally tell someone else to go there. The lobby group that is lobbying for Biafra, they are lobbying for the United States of Biafra. They are not lobbying for an individual. That lobby group, they are not lobbying for Mazi Simon Ekpa. They are not lobbying for Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. They are not lobbying for any individual as a Biafran. They are lobbying for the United States of Biafra, which is a government. And whatever instruction they need is coming from the government. Whatever documents they need to work has to come from the document. Every document that is needed for them to pursue the cause of Biafra, all our legal alumni, anywhere they are, every document they need will be produced by the office of the Prime Minister. Tell me, why are you still confused? What on the planet Earth can make a normal person get confused at this point? The only thing that makes you get confused is because you are envious, you are jealous, you are wicked, your hearts are not clean. If your heart is clean, you don't need a soothsayer to tell you what to do. If your heart is clean, you don't need a native doctor, you don't need a pastor, you don't need an imam to tell you what to do. The answer to your question is before you. But your darkened heart have clouded your eyes that you cannot be able to see between good and evil. It is sad. But that is the world we live in. If you can be able to identify the truth, follow it. When you are standing with the truth, you have peace. When you are standing with truth, you have peace. You don't need to think what to say or write. Like when I come here to talk about the government of Biafra, I don't need to make a call to know what to say. I don't need to wait for directive from Dr. Ngozi Orabueze before I speak. I don't need to wait for a directive from anybody before I speak or defend Biafra because I know the truth. Likewise, you that is watching me, if you know the truth, you don't need somebody to come and direct you or call you on phone to tell you what to do. No. Speak the truth, and the truth shall set you free. You will be at peace with your mind. You'll be at peace. You'll be at peace. You can't imagine the kind of peace you will enjoy only for speaking the truth. But unfortunately, it is not easy for some people to embrace this truth. Some people, because of what they will eat, they sell their conscience. Some people, because of envy, they sell their conscience. Some, because of jealousy, they sell their conscience. Some, because of hatred for no reason, they sell their conscience. We must not agree. But in that disagreement, you do not have to try to pull your brother or your sister down. That is not going to do you any good. I have said it on several of my broadcasts that you do not choose a leader because they are handsome. You don't choose a leader because they are male or female. You do not choose a leader because they are rich or poor. You don't choose a leader because they are members of your church or not members of your church. You don't choose a leader because they are from your tribe or not from your tribe. You choose leader because they are qualified for the office. You look at the qualification. That is how leaders are being chosen. As long as the person is qualified, go ahead and give the person the support. Your qualification matters. You might hate somebody, which is not, you might not like somebody. Let me use the word dislike. You might dislike a person as a human. Yes, we all have people we dislike. No matter their qualification, we dislike them. Sometimes you see somebody, you just dislike the person. You don't want to get yourself involved with that person. Your personal dislike has nothing to do with the office the person is holding. If the person is qualified, don't vote against that person. If the person is qualified, do not vote against the person, even if you don't like her, if you don't like him. Look at the qualification, the rule of law, the order. Look at the order of the post. Follow the order of the post. Just follow the orderliness. Why is it difficult for you to see the order? The arrangement is already there, not only in the Biafra, in all the governments of the world. Go and ask questions. The office of the COS, in the absence of the prime minister, not resign, the same government. Who else is going to take charge? In the system we are running, without the deputy prime minister, who else will take over? It's not the COS. And for some of us who are confused a little bit, do you know that the prime minister himself told us in one of the cabinet meetings, during the first time he was invited, the first time they invited him, and they were pushing rumors, and we are worried. Everybody was worried that first time. For complete 24 hours, he did not do it. Everybody was worried. We were running helter-skelter. Within 24 hours, when he came out, at that time, he told us there was one person he mentioned during the meeting in the cabinet. He mentioned one person. He said, if anything happens to me, in case you don't hear from me, ask this man. Whatever he tells you is what you follow. If you hear from him, he will know if I am okay or not. I am telling you that the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa told us there was somebody he told us that anytime we didn't see him, we should ask that person. He will have a better information. That shows that this is the man he trusts. This is the man he relies on. You can get credible information from. The person our Prime Minister directed to is nobody than the European rep. Uche. You saw Uche during the convention. He was there. The person that was carrying the picture of our Prime Minister. When it was the time to introduce our Prime Minister, he was the person that came out with the picture of our Prime Minister and he's walking around during the convention. That is a man that Mazi Simon Ekpa said, if anything happens and we didn't see him, we should ask him. Whatever he tells us is the right information, in case we don't find it. Because of what transpired then, he said we shouldn't get worried. That all we need to do is to contact Uche, and Uche will tell you what happened. The European rep. And the guy is living in Finland. That Uche is living in Finland. All this while, Uche is standing with the COS, the chief of staff. During that convention, Uche and the chief of staff were the major people who were there. If you go and look at the program, when the ID card was handed over, it was Uche and the COS. They were the one who were in charge during the time of giving the ID card. Does that tell you something? During the time of issuing ID card, go and watch the convention. There was a man who was handing over the ID card to the COS. That was Uche, the European rep. When it was time to introduce our Prime Minister Samuel Ekpa to be the commander-in-chief, it was that Uche that came out and introduced him and raised his picture and moved around. And when it came to speech, Uche went out and introduced the COS to come and make the speech on behalf of the Prime Minister Samuel Ekpa. With all these procedures that went through and the whole world watching, somebody wake up from the blues and you are telling a different story. You are expecting learned people to agree with you and reason with you. It is sad that there are still people who cannot be able to think properly. I can understand that. Every one of us don't have the same level of understanding. But at this point in time, the dust has settled. Everybody knows their left and right, and we have moved on. So wherever you are, continue to support the restoration of independence of Biafra. We are now in recognition. Many things are going to be done, and it needs money. The lobby group are going to step up their job. The lobby move will be stepped up. The defense of Biafra land will be stepped up. So wherever you are, you must increase your support to the Biafran government. Remember, the new mandate account is the place to make a donation if you want your money to work for you. If you decide to disobey the government of Biafra, the United States of Biafra, it is up to you. You have the choice to make. We are no longer in Brigi, the Republic of Biafra government in exile. Biafra Republic government in exile. We are no longer there. We are no longer there. We have changed everything. We are now in the United States of Biafra. Very soon, some of my videos have not changed now. In my coming videos, you will see me changing things gradually. We will change it. You will not be seeing Brigi again on my videos. For now, I'm still working on those things until I sanitize this completely and move forward, because this is something I have to do with technical issue, and some of them I don't do it myself. I have to seek for somebody to do the videos and all that. So, but very soon you're going to be seeing the emblem of my video changing, because we have moved on. We are now in the United States of Biafra. Every single document today, Biafra has been declared. We are now going into the full restoration. That is where the job is. How is it going to come? Through recognition and also men on the ground fighting the battle. The battle is going to intensify. The battle is going to be much tougher than it is. But I bet you we are going to win. We're going to win. It does not matter the propaganda and black. We will win. Not even we will. We are winning already. That is why when you go to social media or the Zoom media, the kind of messages you see there, you'll be wondering, what is this? The kind of message I saw one, somebody showed me the report, the Zoom media was report. They say that they put the Prime Minister Samuel Ekpa in the hardest part of prison. Nigeria Zoom media don't have a news. They don't have something to offer. It is sad and very shameful that a media house came and they began to write that Mazi Samuel Ekpa was placed in the hardest part of the prison. Somebody who have not been sentenced, he has not gone to court, not sentenced, you are taking him to the hardest part of the prison. What crime has he committed? You claim he's a terrorist. The terrorist case has been dropped. You claim he's a terrorist. The organization that he's promoting and supporting, the organization which Mazi Samuel Ekpa is representing, the organization that made Mazi Samuel Ekpa to resign for Finland government politics, the organization that made him to resign from Finnish politics, that he's following and pursuing, that he's today being questioned about, that he's answering questions on behalf. They came to Finland and spent 5 good days of convention. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. They declared Biafra. They were not stopped. Instead, the COS was given a special security in Finland. It is time for you to go back and begin to pay attention to all those videos. Go back and begin to pay attention to all those videos that we have played during the convention. You will see a special security, more especially when they were going for that protest. When they were going for protest, you will see a special security that was dedicated, given to the COS. The Finnish government provided a special security for her. Initially, they said, "Oh, she can go to Finland. If she go to Finland, they will catch her. They will do this." She was the first person to arrive in Finland. The COS was the first Biafran to arrive in Finland. Then others begin to troop in. Oh, they say he has come. He cannot go back. Oh, they're going to. After the convention, she went back peacefully. Why the Biafran people are rejoicing? For the good news. We saw the same people who were part of the convention, people who were rejoicing the very day Biafra was declared. They were there. All of a sudden, they turned around 360 degrees and they began to fight her. Some of them say they are not pleased with the date. What has date got to do with the declaration of Biafra? What has date got to do? Our Prime Minister himself told us that Biafra might be declared earlier, depending on the information coming from the zoo, depending on what the zoo does. Our Prime Minister has said this several times, that Biafra can be declared earlier than expected, but the benchmark we gave was 2nd of December. It can never be more than 2nd of December. That was the benchmark. The benchmark was 2nd of December, but our Prime Minister said that it can happen before then. And what we saw was that it happened before then. And instead of people to celebrate, you see some people attacking what they are supposed to celebrate. And when you do that, in one way or the other, either knowingly or unknowingly, you are now working for the zoo. Because the mindset of Nigerian government is that they don't want the world to notice that Biafra has been declared. They don't want the declaration of Biafra to go viral. That is the job of the Nigerian government and their media. Their media try as much as possible to press it down. That is why, this media that was talking about Mazisam, all of a sudden, Biafra was declared. They never carried it in their media. They didn't talk about it. They didn't talk. They kept silent about it. They didn't discuss it. Except on our platform, that is where you're going to see it. We'll continue to propagate it. And instead of us, the media, focusing on pushing out that very declaration, let the whole world see it, make it go viral. We left it and we begin to attack that same declaration. Somebody begin to attack the same declaration. You're attacking it. Oh, that declaration was not good. Why did you make it on 29? But what are you looking for? What do you really want? What do you really want? I'm asking. What do you want? What do you want? Are you sure you are looking for freedom? Why Biafrans, we are rejoicing across the world? Celebration in all over the world. Celebration in Biafra land. Biafran people, we are jumping up and celebrating. For the youngest nation that is being born, long-awaited nation, a pregnancy that have been there for many, many years was given birth, and yet you are not celebrating. A woman was pregnant for years. A pregnancy that was supposed to last for 9 months. Pregnancy of 9 months, it was in the stomach for years. All of a sudden, the woman gave birth. Instead of you to rejoice, you are calculating the date. Why did the woman give birth on Tuesday? Why would she give birth on Thursday? Why did she give birth on Sunday? Why did she give birth in the morning? Why is it in the evening? No sensible man will bring such argument. You are supposed to be happy that this woman, after carrying pregnancy for a very long time, finally put the birth and survived. You should be happy and celebrate that woman that she did not die in pregnancy. But today, what do you see? People who claim to be reasonable, sensible, people who I thought before that they are reasonable, but from what I'm seeing today, it seems that they are not. It is sad. It is sad. It is sad what I see online and what people are doing. My message to Biafrans is that follow the truth. I'm not telling you to follow me. Don't follow me. Follow the truth. Everything I'm bringing out, what I'm saying here is bringing out points that you have to go and sit at home and digest. I'm only giving you, trying to break things down for you to take you. I'm not telling you, forcing you to take decision. I'm not forcing you to decide or take back anybody. I am telling you the absolute truth that you go back home, sit back, and be responsible for your decision. I have taken my own decision to stand for the truth and to defend the office of the Prime Minister, which Dr. Ngozi Arabweze today is the one managing that office. If you disrespect her, you disrespect the Prime Minister and you disrespect the Biafran people. Every name calling you call her, you are disgracing the United States of Biafra, the government of Biafra, our Prime Minister. You think you are talking to her? You think what you are saying, it is not about her. It is not about her. You know, it's not about her. It isn't about her. It is about the office of the Prime Minister. And I don't care whether you like it or you don't like it. It will only take a short time. In a short while, most of you are going to wake up from your sleep. In a short while. In a short while, many of you are going to wake up from your sleep because you have nothing to offer. You have no argument. Those who are standing against the Deputy Prime Minister today has no argument. These are people who are filled up with greed, envy, and jealousy. And I speak here as somebody who have spoken to some of them. I have attended meeting with some of them. I have attended the same cabinet meeting with some of them. These people today that are jumping right, left, and center. So those of us that are very close to them, we have attended meeting to them, different group meetings. We can be able to tell their attitude and the way they do, and what they can be able to do, and what they have been saying at the back. I'm not one of those who come and begin to call people names and begin to narrate people. I don't do that. The only thing I do is that when you confront me face to face, I will tell you to your face what is the truth. It's left for you to take it or leave it. I don't force you to take what I say, but I give you the truth. That even if you wake me up from the sleep, I will say what I have said yesterday. I will say it again and again and again and again. I don't need to think about it before I say it, because it is the truth. It is only when you are lying that you're going to think it. You think and think and think before you answer a call. You think and think before you talk or before you respond. But if you are saying the truth is there for himself. Whenever you're waking up, you just say it and go back to sleep. But if you're a liar, when you tell one lie, you need 1,000 lies to cover that lie. And there is a saying that says that the empty vessel make the loudest noise. The empty vessel make the loudest noise. Now, check who were the noise makers from the beginning. After all those noise, right, left, and center, today, finally, the dust have settled. From the fundraising that you saw yesterday, you saw the support of Biafrans across the world everywhere. Genuine Biafran, people who are genuine, running around the office of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, under the control of our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Arabweze. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter your lie, your propaganda will find you out. It will find you out. Today we are on a different level. And Biafra is not waiting for anybody. The United States of Biafra have been declared. And there are still some people who say they will wait on the government in exile until Mazi Simon Ekpa come. You see the same thing repeating itself. Some people who were there when Mazi Simon Ekpa put a structure, what to do and how to do it, they say, no, we have to remain in government in exile until Mazi Simon Ekpa come before we will now move into the United States of Biafra after declaration. The same thing they were telling Mazi Simon Ekpa, oh, you have to wait Why are you going ahead to declare Biafra? Don't go ahead until Mazen Nandekan comes out. How can you declare Biafra when Mazen Nandekan is not yet out? Why are you doing this? Wait, Mazen Nandekan come out. The same language, that is what they are using today for Dr. Ngozi Arabweze. Even people who were there when Mazen Simon explained this very fact, that you do not allow your enemy to know how important someone is to you. Don't show your enemy that a particular individual is very important than any other person. Don't do that. If you do that, that is your end. Our promise warned about it. That the greatest mistake anybody can do is to make your enemy know that this thing they are holding is too important to you. Once you do it, you lose the battle. What you have to do is to make sure that you maintain the structure at all times. Mazen Nandekano laid a foundation. When they took him, Mazen Samanoko took it up and increased it, built it and make it stronger and moved. And today, they decided to keep our prime minister incommunicado to see if we can project, and they see another person stepping in. Dr. Ngozi is stepping in, going ahead, made a declaration, going for that, pushing for recognition, defending Biafra land, organizing the government, making changes and rebalancing things. So anybody who is watching from the side will see that things are going on. Nobody is silent. When you are watching from outside, you will see that these people are serious. The government is serious. Today we are operating as a government, not as an individual. It is not like before. When an individual will go and open a Facebook or open a Twitter handle and begin to talk trash, no? You have to be mindful of every platform you go to. The government of Biafra have a logo. We are in United States of Biafra. When you are going to go to Twitter, you check the blog. What do they write on that? Their headline: United States of Biafra. If you want to see the official handle, United States of Biafra, it is written there. You will see it. Verified account, United States of Biafra, verified. That is where you get authentic information. Anything you didn't see there, it doesn't exist. In the same way, you can join, follow our Prime Minister, our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Arabweze. Follow her on her own Twitter account. Dr. Ngozi Arabweze, COS, Briggy. You are going to see it there, verified account with her picture. You will see verified account with blue. Those are the places you can get authentic information on what to do, how to do it, when to do it. Anything outside that, you are shooting yourself in the leg. Anything outside that, you are shooting yourself in the leg. And some of the media that have been announced, follow those media warriors who are standing with the government, speaking the truth and nothing but the truth. It is not about an individual. It's not about Mazen Nandekan, Mazen Simon, or Dr. Ngozi Arabweze. No, they are just figures who we can be able to use in every offices. Today, Dr. Ngozi Arabweze is in charge of the office of the Prime Minister. Tomorrow it might be you. Next tomorrow it might be next person. Whoever it is that steps into that office, the institution, we must protect it. Anybody that office is in their hand, we must protect that person with the last breath of our blood. That is how to build an institution. That is how to build an institution. You don't go and begin to build. You're going to build a strong man. Don't go and begin to build a strong man. It's not going to happen. Build an institution that anybody that steps in, whether old, young, rich, poor, male or female, becomes respected, active, and deliverant to the Biafran people. My fellow Biafrans, I didn't want to stay this long, but I think I have to stop it here because tomorrow morning we are going to have a program again. Maybe tomorrow morning it will be much more interesting. I'm going to go my normal procedure. This one is an emergency broadcast that I have to do just to make sure we get people updated. Tomorrow morning, as usual, 8:30 in the morning, 8:30 a.m. in the morning, Biafran time. That is my time for program, 8:30. So if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, subscribe. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I come online tomorrow. You click in immediately and we'll kick it off. Tomorrow is going to be a bombshell. Please, more revelations are going to come tomorrow. I'm going to play videos tomorrow because today I can't play video because I'm using my phone to do the broadcast. So I cannot reach out to some certain videos. But tomorrow I'm going to play some videos we are going to narrate and explain. So try and join on tomorrow's program, 8:30 a.m. That is my time every blessed day from Monday until Saturday. Only on Sundays I broadcast by this time. Because Sundays I go to church in the morning to pray to Chukwu Kabiama, commit our struggle, our new nation, United States of Biafra, into the hand of Chukwu Kabiama. So I went to church. Some people are still in the church now while we are talking. Some have gone to church and come back. Some are still in the church. Some are preparing to go. So people are on different angles doing what they have to do. So I thank everybody who have joined me on this very quick broadcast. Thank you so much for being with me. I appreciate you, Biafran people. You are wonderful. We have made it, and there is no going back. Thank you so much for being with us. I will see you again tomorrow by the grace of Chukwu Kabia. May Chukwu Kabia guide and protect every one of you that participated on this program. Chukwu Kabia guide and protect our COS, the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. May Chukwu Kabia guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra. Wherever he is, more wisdom, knowledge, understanding, protection for him. I pray for the Supreme Lamazan Nandekano, for divine strength, divine healing, for divine grace, for divine health. I pray that he gets his freedom and join us back very soon. Likewise, our Prime Minister, we will hear from him very, very soon. That's for sure. No weapon formed or fashioned against you as a Biafran shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against any one of us shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our COS, Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister, Mazi Samok, shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Suda Mazi Nanika. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I will see you tomorrow morning, 8:30. Be there. Let's go on. Stay blessed.